Hey, ARESxGOD here, and it's time to talk about Undead Unluck. And this was a great episode for the characters and for how they're going to get a chance at least to defeating God. And honestly, I'm really liking Victor quite a lot, even though I disagree with what he wanted to do. He's a very interesting character, and I hope the show is going to expand a bit more on him, his past, how he became who he is, very cold and calculated right now. But there's a glimmer of hope thanks to the theme of this episode, getting a new perspective. And Fuko and Andy's dynamic, they're awesome together, and Fuko somehow steals the show pretty much every episode. But anyway, let's get into it and see what this episode had for us. We have a bit of a flashback with Victor and Juice, them talking, and her asking him about reincarnation, and him being very cold, doesn't believe in the soul, very hard facts, straight to the point. But I kind of like her. She's a bit like naive and hopeful there, and she cares about him quite a lot, saying, I do believe in the soul because I want to see you again. So they cared for each other a lot there. But also, apparently she was the one that put the memory artifact into Victor. So would she be the one that caused Andy to be born? I hope we get a lot more context into that, even more after the way the episode ended. But back into the present memory, have Victor meeting Fuko, and instantly he didn't want to have anything to do with her, get lost, promise her, I'm gonna kill you again and again until the last memory. And he does that, or at least almost does that. He kills her multiple times. But I really liked Fuko. She accepted she couldn't do anything about it until she got a chance there, but he killed her a lot of times. I hope she doesn't get traumatized by that. I don't know how many times she died there. But Victor also wants to take this chance to take control of the body, to remove Andy from the equation there. Now we see a bit of what I liked about this series, how it ties everything back together with what we saw. Like that the first episode or the first couple of episodes are so important to the entire show, because they get back to that memory when Andy met Fuko, but Victor is there in that memory also in this case, and he just proceeds to obliterate the entire buildings, everything in sight there with his blood. I don't know how he can do so much with that blood, but this is why the power system is great here also, showing his experience, living up to the name of God of War. By the way, ARESxGOD. I'm really liking him. Now, Andy survives. He even saves Fuko. He's able to land a blow on Victor with Vortex bullet there. And Victor saying something curious. He has somebody to kill, which we find out later on is Juice. We're gonna get back to that. That's very important. What I liked was the battle between them. Animation looked great, choreography, but it also made me miss Dead Man Wonderland, when they had those solid blood blades between them clashing there. Reminded me of that show quite a lot. And of course here Victor is still the better one, even though Andy improved. I like they crossed beams. Well, blood beams, they're like a Kamehameha back and forth energy push-pull there with blood beams. And Andy is able to take advantage of one thing that Victor doesn't have, which could be the key to everything. Not just him changing his perspective, which was the theme of this episode. He's able to use unlock bullets. Like the way he changed his perspective, he always used to regenerate from the brain, because that's how he saw things. The body function thanks to the brain there. But this time he's able to perceive like the soul, what Juice says also thanks to Fuko. So he uses his fingers to transfer the unlock from Fuko into the fingers, and him regening from the fingers there. First finger explodes, second one train crash, a plane crash after so on there. And I'm really liking this. Sometimes you're so stuck in your ways, you're not able to see another solution or a way out of something. this is why Victor is the way he's right now, considering how many loops he has probably had. Didn't see a way, so that's why he's so cold and calculated there. Now, one of the fingers causes that capsule that caught Andy in the first few episodes that we saw when we found out about Union first time. Again, tying back to the beginnings there, but he gets some hope, saying, hey, maybe this is possible with these two. But before he can expand into that, he gets captured and he lets himself get captured, doesn't escape instantly. And this is why Fuko was great here. She steals the show. We had great fights, great everything, but her character, her personality, saying, hey, I just want to have a conversation with Victor. Instead of going through his memories, I'd rather talk to him. And it's like, hey, Victor, you heard that? He escapes very easily, of course. And this is where I was laughing so much. He comes out naked and Falcon Punch from Fuko straight to his balls. Makes him kneel. Thank you, Fuko. But what you wanted to know is, what's the relationship between Victor and Juice? Now, Victor starts expanding, opens up a bit, saying she reminds him of her, referring to Juice, and that things worked well in the beginning, but they couldn't win against God. No matter what they did, they could never win there, so kind of gave up, which is understandable in a way. It's very easy to say that from the outside, hey, you should have kept going, you're very strong, whatever, but they're fighting God, and they felt so many times at some point you're going to give up if you don't find a way out. This is why a new perspective is very important. But he also wants to save Juice, kind of in a fucked up way, because she has been doing the same thing he has been doing, but in a different way, and she hasn't given up on their original goal to kill God. Kept going into the loops through the arc while he was taking the slow way, being immortal, but he wants to get her out of that misery, like kill her so she doesn't have to do that. It's a fucked up way, but I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get his reasoning here. Now, the thing is that he changed his mind, or at least he's open up to changing his mind thanks to them and seeing sign of evolutions into how they use the unlock. If they could control it, maybe it could reach God there. So tells them, start researching how to use your power, start researching God, and use the unlock to kill God. So Fuko's gonna be very important moving forward, and tells them to ask Juice about what happened in 1865. Hopefully find out about the memory artifact and what happened between Juice and Victor. But yeah, overall great episode here, leading up to next things. I'm liking the dynamic. Andy, Fuko, Victor, very interesting character. Can't wait to find out about 1865. And I really liked the goodbye between Memory Andy and Fuko having to kiss him for her to go out, very emotional. But I'm also still very curious, how does this memory book thing work? Did Fuko actually make this possible for them to meet, implant that memory into Andy? Was she the catalyst that changed him, even the Andy that we know? Hopefully we get a bit more expansion on this memory time back forth thing there. And I have a lot of questions for Anne also, so for Juice, can't wait for next week. I hope we're going to get a season 2, because there's no way to kill God in 2 more episodes. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about the episode. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Undead Unluck, make sure to check out the podcast. Bye bye.